Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. And hey, guess what? It's time for another Frostgrave box. Except this time it's demons. And by demons we mean goat-headed dudes with forked tails. But that's okay, because it's been a while. And you know what? It's been so long that I've had how many other boxes of Northstar type models? Quite a few. I'm just thinking that I still have yet to actually post any of the mage boxes yet, and I've had them banging around on the table for some time. So I love the armor on these guys, and I'm quite curious to see just what we got. Now, unfortunately, originally these guys were supposed to have had wings. I know they ended up putting out a set of metal wings you could glue on, or you could download an STL file and print them out, which I might still, but they do still have tails at least. As always with Frostgrave, you get 20 to a box. If you got another player or other players active in your area that want to split a box, it is quite the economical way to go. If you don't have a bajillion models laying around like some of us do. Not that I have anything like that. So a typical sprue is going to consist of 5 bodies and a big old pile of heads. See, here we have both helmeted and unhelmeted, fully enclosed helmet. I believe these are face masks or the neck guard things that you can glue on to the front of the armor there. I think. I could just be making stuff up. Maybe you can stick them on these mounts to fully enclose that helmet. I don't know. We'll play around with it. A couple of spare weapons to glue on to their bodies. Kind of interesting shield designs. Now, one thing to notice is that the arms themselves are not any more ornate or unique compared to any of the other kits. So, you know, while there may be more plate and chains in terms of the heaviness of the armor, ooh, another head, I like that one. You can totally use these with just about any other Frostgrave, Stargrave, Ghost Archipelago, Crewman. I mean, they're totally compatible. So, no problems there. A little bit more sleek and angular compared to some of the other kits out there. Do we have enough shields for everybody? No. Okay, so be aware of that. We only have 3 per sprue. So if you wanted to have everybody with them, that would be a challenge. And it looks like, okay, I was going to say, I don't see the usual two-handed weapon stances, but here we have 2 hands with a big honkin' mace. I don't see any great swords, really. And there are no bows. We have 2 crossbows, but not every kid has had bows anyway. And not every kid has had crossbows, now that I think about it. And then there are exactly enough tails for everyone in the kit. But there is no special designated spot for those tails. So if you wanted to go stick them on something else, you are more than welcome. We have a little indentation here on the back of the shields for where you can have the guys hold them. Looking at the bodies. So, just something to be aware of. Not all of the bodies have shoes. We have 2 pairs of soled feet, and then we have barefoot clawed paws, and then we have 1 set of hooves. So something to be aware of if you're going to mix and match, or if you're going to kit bash your own guys, which is half the fun of this stuff, right? You just might want to be aware of which body is which, or if you're ever ordering or swapping extras, you might want to keep an eye on that. So if you wanted to have human guys and ended up with big clawed feet, that could be an issue. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to go build a couple of these. I'm going to go dig through my bits and see what other weird stuff we can come up with. And you know I'm probably going to stick a lizard head or 2 on there. It just has to happen. So, I will be back in just a moment with some examples to show you. So, sit tight. So, I've been busy putting together some of our demons, and I gotta say, I am liking the results, and I liked them so much I didn't even really bother messing around and sticking other junk on them. For one thing, I like how heavily armored they are, just to start with. And I thought that the poses and the sculpts really had a lot of variety to them. And another interesting thing was, as I just start showing off random dudes here, I tried to make sure that the barefoot or cloven hoofed ones had the actual head. I'm not 100% sure where to glue their tails. I kind of stuck it there, so it's like jutting out of the armor right around their waist. I don't know. If you know, let me know. So their integral bases barely fit on a 25mm base. I feel like these guys, they feel like they've got a bit more bulk to them than the regular Frostgrave guys. Now, unfortunately, we did not get the plastic wings that were shown off originally. I know they have them available. It's like a gorget or whatever they're called, kind of faceplate, protects their mouth. I thought that was a cool little touch. If that's even what those are for, maybe they're shoulder pads for all I know. My champion. I mean, if you wanted to have a good proxy Chaos Warrior type in Frostgrave made with just Northstar parts, I think these are a great set. If you wanted to mix and match them with like the Barbarian kit, that might be fun. I keep waiting to just buy a whole bunch more Frostgrave boxes and just go bonkers with it. And maybe someday I'll finish the mages. I've got both boxes of mages and they have yet to be finished even filming. That's kind of sad. Went ahead and built a few crossbow types. That is not the arm for the crossbow. It's supposed to have a bolt in his hand, but I just didn't care. Looked like he's kind of reaching for it there. Had to have a shooty guy. I didn't give tails to everybody yet. I'll clean that up a bit later. I mean, that head right there. You want a nice Slaneshi head or just an exalted demon champion or something in a 40k or GW game, that is a great head right there. And there's a ton of heads on that sprue. So a nice start to a warband. I really dig the fully enclosed helmets. And with those boots and everything, I mean, honestly, truly, they look like some really nice Chaos Warrior style models. So if you wanted to just see some comparisons for comparison's sake, because, you know, I love to do that myself. With a regular base, I don't have any little Frostgrave bases handy. Oh, nope, that's not one. That guy's glued to it. I'm looking for Frostgrave guys. I feel like, I mean, they're almost as tall as a Frostgrave. I can't get the word out of my mouth. Frostgrave figure, even on its little, you know, tiny Renedra base that they come with. That is an interesting fact. Where's our witch hunter friend? I'm thinking, I mean, if you want some mix and match, get like the barbarian bodies or use these bodies with some of the demon bits, you're going to have yourself some nice little Chaos Marauder types. Okay, let's grab an actual... Well, the current Marauders are obviously a bit more bulky, taking up that 32mm base. I mean, here's a 32mm. Are they that far off from each other in terms of size? I'd say almost say no. So, I mean, honestly, I think if you wanted between these, the demons and the barbarian kit, you could really come up with some nice, practical, reasonably priced, especially if you wanted to do a massed rank and file type. Then again, you know, Northstar's got you covered on that end too. Nice looking figures, I gotta say. Nice variety of bits, and if you've got access to any of the other Northstar kits, you pretty much can smash them and customize them with any of those. I was already starting to play around with some of the spare arms from the Troopers box for Stargrave. Make some nice abhumans. You know, you want a guard regiment of them. But yeah, I think truly that is one of the best parts of the various Northstar plastics at this point, is there's just such a variety, and between them all you really can come up with some neat fun concoctions. I mean, you really truly can. I'm gonna mix them in with some Dark Age stuff, sure, why not? Want to mix them up with some Hive Scum, sure, that would probably work too. I think you can get a lot of use out of these guys, especially mixing, like I said, with all the various other Northstar kits. Personally, at this point, I'd love to see some sort of an assassin type kit. You know, and it could almost work across both Frostgrave and Stargrave. I'm thinking if you have, you know, dudes in, you know, like ninja type outfits, I don't know. That's what I want. Of course, I just want like full-on Chinese wuxia fantasy, you know, flying swords and flowing robes types. But that's just me and my bizarre preferences. So anyway, fun kit as always, and I love seeing more non-human choices from Northstar and in general on the tabletop. So this is yet another cool kit from Northstar and Osprey with their Frostgrave series. So if you're interested, we'll put a link down below. If you're in the US, I would suggest Brigade Games. That is the official distributor for this stuff. Otherwise, hit up Northstar directly, and hopefully you're going to have a lot of fun playing with these and building them just as much as I have. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.